let's think about it. 10 to 100 lifetimes in order to achieve. I said 5 to 10 lifetimes, but it's irrelevant. It's just you will never be able to achieve it in this lifetime. That's how big it should be. This should be totally unrealistic to accomplish in this lifetime. That's how big it should be. Your imagination should stretch way beyond what you can accomplish this lifetime. The goal is to have an imagination that is unlimited. So I don't know what that was. We got some feedback on that. So it should be unlimited. That makes sense? Now, the vision breaks down into a definite chief aim, an actual something you can accomplish. Now, this is anywhere between 3 and 5 years. It's smaller. Under the definite chief aim, it should be what you could call it a goal or an objective. This is something that you want to accomplish within the next 1 to 3 months. And then you have something, an action item that you can do today or tomorrow morning. This is the way it looks, right? Now, the biggest challenge that you will have is finding out which of your visions belongs where. So if I asked you, what I'm going to ask you to do right now is write down your goal on a piece of paper in front of you. So go ahead and write down your goal on a piece of paper in front of you. What is it that you want? Right, matter of fact, not the goal, but the aim, the bigger aim. Write down what this is on a piece of paper in front of you. This is only for you. You do not have to share it. Just write down what you want. If y'all remember what type of goal you can write, what kind of aim, it can be a feeling. It can be a general goal, or it can be specific. It is nothing wrong with specific, but this is the least of the three. It's not as good as these, and we'll get into why. But remember, if you listen to the audio, the feeling goal is the most important type of goal you should have. It should take up 80% of your attention. If you got a general goal, the general goal is better than a specific goal. It's better than a specific goal, but the general goal should still have emphasis on the feeling. And then you have very, very specific goals. You want specific goals on something like a car, because you need to feel as good as you can when you think about it, and you can't really feel good unless you got specifics that you're feeling on a car, or if you're walking through a house, or something very specific like that. That's the only time to have specifics is when the details matter and making you feel better when you think about it. Okay? These are the types of goals or visions that you should have. Now, if you think about your aim and you feel bad, or you feel nervous, or you start to say, I wonder how I'm going to get this. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. I wonder how I should get it. I may be able to do X, Y, and Z. I know this person, that person. And you start to think it's a bad sign. It means that you are in your head. You should not be in your head when you think of this. You should just be feeling so good like you already have it. So 2 factors on one of the aims or one of the goals. You have the A, it has to be big enough for you to get excited about, but small enough that you know you can achieve it. It has to be both. That's called the sweet spot. So why is this the case? We talked about you're going to get an audio later tonight that you should be listening to for tomorrow, all of tomorrow. It's on the Hermetic Principles. Some of y'all know those, but we will be talking about them as it relates to Golden Funnel, which we're going to cover tonight. It has to be big enough for you to get excited about, small enough that you know you can achieve. That's for the definite aim. Now, zoom down a little bit based on what you want to do in the next 1 to 3 months or what you need to do today. Listen, if you haven't got your teachability index to 10 out of 10, that's actually your goal. If you haven't decided that I'm the person to listen to about these topics, well, that's the first thing you had to decide. Everybody joined, so that was the first decision. But if you haven't gotten to the point where you realize or are thinking, I want to feel more than I want the outcome. I'm focused more on what I'm wanting to internally experience and the energy that I carry more so than I'm thinking about the specific outcome. If you haven't gotten to that point, that's where you need to get. If you haven't gotten to the point where you don't realize that I don't know what I don't know, that's the place to start. You have to be there in order to get to the point where you realize I don't know. That's the next goal. Then the next goal is I realize how to do it. I actually know now enough to get started. Now I want to master what I got. And then you want to get to the point where it's muscle memory. You have to have the goal is the next step in front of you. It's never the big vision that you have. This is where people get a little bit mixed up. The thing that you focus on is what's right in front of you. You don't have a focus on the huge vision. You focus on the vision on your spare time. It should just flood in your mind because you feel so good thinking about it. So that's just a little bit about the goals. Okay. Anybody got questions on this specifically? Okay. If you do, type them in the chat. You can type them in the chat. So what we're about to go over is the golden funnel as it relates to your goals. So you need to have a goal while you're listening to this and while you're going through this 30 days. That's why we're going over it so early. Why do you need a goal? The reason why is because the energies of the universe, the laws of the universe need a central theme to rally around. If you don't give it a nucleus, then they go everywhere and give you random things. So you need to create a center of gravity for the law of attraction, the law of growth, for the mind and for people and circumstances and events to congeal around. You need to be the sun to their solar system. If you don't have that, then the universe doesn't know how to respond to you. If that makes sense. Your goal and your desire, what you need to do is you have to become an anchor. You have to anchor yourself in only what it is you are asking for. All right, so we're going to talk about the golden funnel today. And this is going to be the basics of the golden funnel. You need to know this because this is going to shape the rest of the 30 days. Okay, so here's the golden funnel. It starts off like this. This is infinity. This is your subconscious mind, which is equally infinite. And inside you have your conscious mind. We'll talk about this in a second. The conscious mind is this funnel. These are the main factors of the golden funnel. So I want you to draw this picture on your page. Go ahead, draw this picture. These are the three main factors of the golden funnel. You have the infinite. You have your subconscious mind, which is equally infinite. And inside of your subconscious mind, you have your conscious mind. These are the three most important components. You're going to be working with these three. This is the trifecta. Okay? Infinite, subconscious, and conscious mind. All right? Now, on a separate picture, on another picture, this should be picture number 1 because you just want to know what main factors you're working with. On another picture, if you got another page, turn it if you want, or if you got another part of the page, get ready for this. Let's add in the components to the golden funnel. So the next components to the golden funnel are, you draw 3 lines. Down here at the bottom, this is called a physical reality. The physical. This is the physical. This is stage number 1. This is where all creation starts, and we'll explain why it starts there. Okay? This is number 1. Now, draw a line from number 1 to infinity. This is number 2. This is number 2. Can you see that? Okay, that's number 2. That's the second movement. The third movement, you're going to write the words I am above the circle. Can you maybe move it a little bit closer? A little better? Okay. So I am above the circle. This is the third movement. This is the third movement. Infinite to I am is the third movement. So next, I want you to draw a new circle. It looks just like the physical. This is on purpose. This and this are identical. This is a desire. So draw a star and a circle around it. This is desire. This is the fourth movement, number 4. We're going to explain these, so don't worry. Okay? From number 4, you go directly to the funnel, which is the triangle. This is number 5. You already got that triangle there, or the funnel there. That's your conscious mind. This is where you make decisions. And then the first rung of the golden funnel is called principles. Write in principle. Principles. Another word for principles is laws. This is number 6. I'll put it over here. This is number 6, principles. Okay. Next, the golden funnel moves into the Y section, or feelings. You can put feelings in parentheses. This is number 7, the 7th movement. Eighth movement is the movement into how. Okay? Is the movement into how. And then the final place is number 9, which ends in the physical again. So 1 is the physical and 9 is also the physical. So if you were to write these out, it would start as number 1, physical, number 2, infinite, number 3, I am, number 4, desire, number 5, conscious mind, number 6, principles, number 7, why, number 8, how, number 9, physical. And I'm going to explain this in a second. Okay, but I'm going to wait. Everybody got that drawing? Okay, here we go. I'm about to explain how you actually clarify goals. Then we're going to go through an exercise. We're going to go through an exercise that actually helps you to clarify after this. But this is the golden funnel. Here's how it works, y'all. You have a physical circumstance. This is stage number 1. Stage number 1 is you have a physical circumstance that's very simple. But in this circumstance, in order for something to work, something to pop off, something to move, something to go, you have to actually hate this circumstance enough to make a move. This is the first step. Most people don't tell you this. But you actually have to despise where you are. You have to not like it so much that you want to be different. If you do not dislike the thing you have or the situation you're in enough, you cannot change it. It won't change. It can't. It doesn't have enough energy. So this is called contraction. When a baby's being born, there's contraction because that's how you birth things. It has to be a contraction. That's what this is. Love and light manifestor teachers will never tell you this because they don't create anything. It's not about attracting or manifesting. It is about creation. That happens with contraction. This is step 1. Now, from here, automatically, step 2 is out of your control. This happens automatically. When you hate something enough and it's sincere, you identify you send a signal to the infinite. This is step 2. It automatically happens. This is essentially asking. Have you ever heard asking you'll receive? This is asking. You have to hate where you are enough. Next, it automatically gets sent to the infinite for delivery. Now, what does the infinite do with this information that you hate this situation? What does the infinite do? The infinite gives you a new identity. This is step 3. You actually get a new person. This is the 3rd stage. The infinite gives you a new person. This is why you feel different. After you hate something, you decided not, you just hate it so much, you change. Something in you changes. This is what changes. You actually become a different person. Now, how does that get communicated to you? This new person actually becomes your desire. You don't know that this is what you desire, but it's not even a desire, really. It's actually an accomplished fact that you're a new person. But we're going to call it desire because that's how it feels to you. You might feel like, all right, I want to make more money. I want to get more clear. I want a better relationship. I want a better body. I just want whatever it is you want. Whatever you're going to say, what you're really saying is, I'm a new person, and it's showing. That's desire. It's raw desire. Now, next, that desire, because that's in your subconscious mind. You can feel it. The subconscious mind is an arena of feeling. You can feel this. Everybody who's in this room right now, you feel you're ready for change at some capacity. That is what this is. That's what this is. Next, this desire hits your conscious mind. This is the next most important. At the conscious stage, step number 5, this is where you make a decision. You decide, I am this. I have this. This is what I'm creating. Now, there's no evidence at this stage that you can even do this. There's no evidence that you can have it. There's no evidence that you'll pay the bill. There's no evidence that you'll have the company. There's no evidence that you'll be in a soulmate relationship. There's no evidence that you'll be happy. There's no evidence that you'll get over the disease. There's no evidence, but you still make a decision. Because why? You feel it. That's the only reason why. Pivotal stage. So whatever y'all want right now, whatever you wrote on the page, the very first step, and this is the first step that you get to do, realize all of this happens automatically. Step 2, 3, 4, and 4 all happen on their own. It's a divine response to your discomfort. It's a divine response. It happens automatically. By the time you get here, you now have to make a decision. If you don't make this decision, the desire does not pass into the funnel to be processed into a physical thing. The desire does not get processed through your mind to become a physical thing. You can't get it physically. So it has to pass the decision phase. Once you make a decision, what happens? The principles of the universe start to work on it. Once you make a decision, that's when law of attraction works. Now, let's talk about law of attraction for 2 seconds. We're not going to talk about the secret law of attraction or the YouTube popular version of law of attraction. Law of attraction, you cannot do law of attraction. Law of attraction is a law. It just happens. But you don't do it. You don't go out and do law of attraction. I want you to realize that as a misnomer. You don't do it. I used to say I'm going to use law of attraction to attract my business. It doesn't work that way. You create your business. You create a new personage. You create a new business. You create a new goal. You create a new mind. That's what decision you're making. So once you make the decision, the very first thing that attracts to you, this is the principle, is other thoughts. You need to write this down. Other thoughts and feelings that are like the desire you have. That is the first thing that happens. The first thing that happens and attracts, quote unquote, attracts to you will be other like-minded thoughts and like-minded feelings. Like-minded thoughts and like-minded feelings. That's first. So, to give an example, let's say I'm going to give you an example when I wanted Alicia. I didn't know she existed, but I wanted her, and I didn't even know I wanted her, right? Okay, I want Alicia. Okay, next thing you know, I'm like, I want this. I'm on the road. And now I'm experiencing the bliss of the trees. I'm out in Colorado experiencing the mountains. I'm out in Seattle experiencing the mountains. I'm in the deserts. Look, it's just like the sun is setting over the plains over there. I'm just experiencing life. So I'm experiencing more beauty, right? Guess what happened? Guess what was happening? I didn't notice at the time, but I had made a decision that I wanted my person. And all of a sudden I started attracting these beautiful experiences. What was happening was I was catching a whiff of what it would be like to be with my woman, to be with Alicia. I didn't know that. But that's what I was attracting. I was attracting that because I had already made the decision. Does it make sense? So you don't know what is coming to you unless you notice. You don't know that that's what's coming to you. I didn't know that. I'm just experiencing and enjoying life. This is the first thing that's going to happen to you. You will start to get the same thoughts and feelings that relate to what you decided on. Okay, that's first. Next, as those thoughts and feelings come to you, this is important too. Let me show you this. I'm going to draw an eyeball right here because this is where you actually have control. You have control here. At this point, you are responsible for your why. So this is what happens. The law of attraction starts to work on the thoughts and feelings, and that develops a why. So the law of attraction starts to give you feelings. Your why starts to get clearer and bolder. So I got to a point where I said, you know what? I know what I want. What I want is a woman who I can think about all the time. And when I think about her, I feel good. Number 6, you can say, is law of attraction. That's one of the many principles. But yes, Jay, 6, you can say, is law of attraction. But it's a set of principles. But when my why gets clearer, it gets stronger. It gets more solid. It starts to feel more solid. I start to feel it in my heart, and I have now a words to describe my desire. I want a woman I can think about all the time. When I think about her, I feel good. Now I have words for it. That's my why becoming more solid. Then, as that went along, I started to feel more confident that I actually have this somehow. This is my why getting stronger and stronger. This is how it'll work. So notice your desire is now in the principles. Law of attraction is working on it. And it's also in your feelings now. Getting a solid feeling and foundation. It's starting to grow roots. It's starting to grow branches. It's starting to grow leaves. Now that's what the why is. It's the feelings. It's the texture of your dream. It's if you close your eyes, can you feel yourself already having it? The more intensely you can feel yourself already having it, the stronger the why is. This is step 7. Your decision starts to get momentum. The why keeps you going past the point that you want to quit. Okay? Now here's what happens next. After you get that why, we got to get practical, right? We gotta do something, right? Don't we gotta do some plans? Don't we have to figure this out? Okay, that's a trick question. Because yes, you will do actions, but you're not asking the question how. Why are you not asking the question how? Somebody unmute and tell me, why wouldn't I ask the question how after the why? Why wouldn't I ask that question?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I
Yeah,
would
I think
say,
you muted.
oh, hold on.
Go ahead. No, you good.
Oh, okay. I would think the reason being I wouldn't focus so much on the how because it'll be to my limited understanding
Okay,
of what it
good
would
point.
be versus me just leaving it up to me having faith in the fact that the how's gonna work itself out.
Mm-hmm. Good point. That's exactly spot on. It's because you really don't know the answer. If you tried to figure this out, guess what you would get? Would you get faith or doubt? Which one? You would immediately get doubt because you don't know the answer. So here's what happens after you strengthen the why. The how will happen on its own. You never think about it. The how will flash into your head. It will just come to you. And what's going to come to you is a plan. I'm going to be very clear about this. Once you strengthen this why strong enough, and an action is going to pop in your head. The plan could be, I'm going to the post office right now. That could be the plan. I don't know why you're going to the damn post office. Don't ask me. The gut is telling you to do it. I don't know why you're going to the post office, but you now have a plan. I am going to get online and go on school app, and I'm going to look up a course. That's the plan. Now you execute on that plan. What starts to happen is the how happens on its own. It starts to happen on its own, but it happens through you. It happens through you. And you follow your gut doing what as far as you can see. And when you get as far as you can see, then you will see further. And you simply keep doing this until you arrive at what it is you asked for. Now, here's the deal. When you arrive at what you asked for, step 9, it now has physically manifested. It will not look the way you expected. Okay? It will not look the way you expected, but it's going to give you the exact feeling that you were feeling. Remember, the why is a feeling. This is the reason why a feeling goal is better. Because if you get too caught up in the details of what specifics you think is going to manifest like, you're going to be stuck on that. And here's your desire manifesting to you, but you're so stuck on the way you think it's supposed to look that you're missing it. This is what happens to a lot of people. This is the golden funnel. This is the golden funnel. Can you read that comment, babe?
Yep. So worrying about the how redirects your brain to think of and create obstacles for yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly that. Thinking about the how creates obstacles that didn't exist before you asked the question. If you now, this is the hardest part. Mind you, anytime, remember, this is the goal. You want to be feeling good and feeling better all the time. If you're thinking about your goal and you're like, damn, I don't know how I'm going to get this. What if you're in the wrong vibration? What's going on? You're in step 8. You cannot get here. This happens on its own. Anytime that you're in your analytical mind, I don't know. What about this? What about anytime you're analyzing, you are in step 8, the how. Get out of it. The how happens on its own. So if you ever wonder, like, why am I feeling like this? Listen, the golden funnel it's the answer to everything. Why are you feeling bad? I promise you it's because you're in step 8. You're asking how. I promise you. There's a how in your brain. You are subconsciously thinking, damn, I won't get this unless, and then you're thinking about something. Or here's how it sounds. It sounds like, okay, I want to do my dream, but in order to do my dream, I have to make 100,000 to 200,000 in order to, and you make a detour. Why are you thinking about the detour? Why are you thinking about what you think you need in order to get this? Why not think about this? You need to be facing what you want all the time, feeling good about it, not trying to detour and think of ways to get it. I know a lot of people do this and they teach this. This is not how it works. You focus only on what you're asking for. Look, when people come to me, the main thing they're doing is they just thinking about how all day. And I can't even help them until I say, I can't help you if you keep thinking about how. You have to come out of how because you don't know the answer. It's not here. It's off your rate. It's off your screen of consciousness. You don't even know what the factors are. We have no idea. I didn't know that I would drive across the country and then get my truck taken to sit down in Kansas and fall in love. I didn't know that that was going to happen. How was I supposed to know that? You think I could plan that out? I can't plan that out. That's not plannable. Your desire is outside of your planning methods. It happened. The how happens on its own, but it will happen through you. Are we understanding a little bit? We just scratching the surface on this, y'all. We are only scratching the surface. You cannot ask this question. It's the enemy. Okay? Like everybody like, oh my God, I can't answer that. How many of us just keep asking it over and over and over and over again? Okay, so now let's go back to the goal setting. Remember when we said a specific goal is not that good? Can you see why a specific goal is not that good? You have no idea what you want, okay? You have no idea. That's why. I might as well get general. And I don't even know if I want that. I just want to feel good. That's the reality. And y'all, this is how it works. So where should you focus your attention? Here's where you should focus your attention. You focus your attention on studying the principles and strengthening the why. Why are these the two areas, 6 and 7? Why are these the two areas you focus on? Why is that? Because it's the only thing you can control. That's why. It's the only thing you can control. You want to completely abandon anything that you don't have 100% control over. Get it completely out of your mind because that's what causes you anxiety, stress, and upset, rushing, feeling agitated. That's what causes it. You're just focusing on something you can't control, which is step 8. How many resonate with this? How many understand y'all do this, that we do this to ourselves? like, yeah. Exactly. This is the secret. And this is also why if you talk to somebody who's very successful at what you want, and you say, how did you do that? What are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you all of the things that happened after they did this. They just start telling a series of events. But the series of events came from the why. That's where it came from. They don't know how they did it. They just know why they did it. Now, ask every successful person, they'll tell you their why immediately. Their why is usually a who. They say, because my grandma, because my sister, because my son, because my daughter. It's very clear. Ask them a why, they don't have any hesitation. They know exactly why they did it. They'll go back to a moment in their lives in the past. When I remember one of the most successful friends I know, he said, I said, man, why do you work this hard? This guy, he did a deal, Rick Ross, and he down in Atlanta, he doing all these deals, did a deal with Comcast, got a company. He just started from nothing. I said, what made you do this? Immediately, without hesitating, he said, I remember I was used to sleep on the floor on a mattress and roaches would crawl over my body, and I said I would never do this again. It was like immediate. He didn't even hesitate. He said, I knew I would never have this again. That drove him for the rest of his life. It's still driving him today. Because he remembers. He can feel them crawling on his skin. He can feel it. He will never go back. He knows that. He knows why. And we get to see his how. His work ethic is crazy. He never stops working. I never see this man not working. He's always doing a deal. It comes from here. That's why you have to hate the circumstance bad enough. It has enough energy. It gives you fuel. You have to dislike the circumstance. Now the question is, well, how do I dislike my circumstance if I'm not that upset with my circumstance? How do you do that? Now, it's two ways to do this. You can either the main way. Let me just tell you the main way. Main way you do it is expose yourself to people who are doing better than you or have what you want. So if I was lonely and I wanted a relationship, what I would do is I would watch a bunch of videos about people in love. That's all I would do. I just scroll and watch people in love all the time because it'll piss me off. Like, nah, I want this. I'm getting mad. I'm tired of watching. That's what eventually happened. You just get pissed off and watching everybody else in love. Like, okay, I want mine. And then you decide to create it. That's the step 5. Then law of attraction will give you the ideas and the thoughts. And then you'll go somewhere. I don't know what you're going to do, but the law of attraction is going to strengthen your why until you do something. And you'll immediately start to do something because the how immediately starts happening. From the second you decide, the principles and the why start to build. While the principles and the why start to build, the how starts to happen on its own right away. And usually you go into a situation you don't like so you can get some contrast. Like, okay, I don't like them. That's what happened to me. As soon as I knew I wanted to be in love, I got a whole bunch of people I didn't want to be in love with. Okay? And I'm like, okay, no. It was very clear. And what I would do, what I did, I remember. This is one of the times I wrote down later on with Alicia. I didn't do this. I was married once before. It was an incredible marriage, 5 years. But in that marriage, before I got married, I had this girl who I absolutely despised. It was the worst in the world. Like, I hated the whole situation. So I wrote every quality about her on one side of the page. I wrote everything I didn't like. This is what I'm gonna have y'all do. I wrote everything I didn't like. Okay, I had a whole page of things I hated. I mean, I despised them. And on the right side, I would take word for word or phrase for phrase. I would take the phrase that I didn't like about her, and I would think, what's the opposite of this? And I would just write it down. And I would go over to the left and do it again. I'm like, what's this? Number 2 is this. She's super selfish. Okay, I want a woman who's selfless, a giver. This girl thinks about herself all the time. Okay, I want this person to think about other people all the time. Like, she's a giver. I would just write this down. By the time, and this is what I did. At the end of it, I cut the paper in half. I threw away the negative. I balled it up. I actually set it on fire. I remember I set it on fire. And then I kept the right side. And I would just read it. I'm like, oh my God, this is what I want. I had it. I had what I wanted. So then from there, what I would do is I would just imagine what it'd be like to talk to her. I now have a whole idea of her on a page. So now I'm imagining what it's like to talk to her. I start talking. My sister came in the room like, are you talking to yourself? I was, but I wasn't. Okay, but I'm talking out loud. I'm driving the car. I know I look crazy. I'm driving my car down the highway, and I'm just looking to the right, talking to my girl. Out loud, out of my mouth. I'm talking to her like, yeah, so what you think about that? I'm a talker, so that's me. So I'm like, what you think? Alicia know I'm a talker. Look, she shook her head. So I'm talking to my girl. I like having conversations with my girl, especially about mind and consciousness. That's what I was doing. Not too long after that, I'm in a marriage doing that. At a certain level, it wasn't all the way. And then I promise you, me and Alicia, we in the car all day, talking, loving each other, doing stuff we love all day. I'm literally living that reality. Took 15 years, I think it's 15, but hey, got what I wanted. Something long like that. But that's the point, y'all. I'm trying to explain. Did I know how? I absolutely didn't. I was just in it. I was just having a conversation. Okay? How do you hate something? What's the question?
While practicing gratitude.
You don't practice gratitude until you hate something. Okay? Yes. How equals acceptance. You don't practice gratitude until you hate something. You hate it, and then you decide, and then you get grateful. First you hate it, then you get a new person. That person is now a desire. You feel expanded, and you can't tolerate the circumstance no more. You say, I'm changing this. Hate this damn situation. I'm going here. And then the principles activate in the why. And then you start feeling good. Like, yes, I'm so happy I made this decision. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm ready now. I'm happy that I made it this. I'm happy I got in that relationship. It taught me so much. That's when you can start being grateful. But don't try to be grateful in the middle of what you hate. You don't like it. It don't work.
You don't have to sit in the hate for. I feel like people think they have to sit in hate.
Good point. Very good point. Leisha making a good point. You don't have to sit in the hate for long. You just have to sit in the hate long enough to make a decision. That's really the key. And if you don't, guess what's gonna happen? You're about to get it again at a more intense level. You're gonna hate it even. It's gonna be even bigger. If you don't make a decision to make a change, it gets bigger and worse. Until you make a decision. This is how it works. Anybody got any questions about that? And it's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward, right?
Good question.
So go ahead. Look, I want y'all to ask questions about this. Give me a specific scenario. I can walk you through it. So I want y'all to, if you got a goal in your mind that you want to get walked through, unmute. I can walk you through it and help you to understand what phase you're at, how to kind of use this, because y'all gonna be using this through the 30 days. If not, I could go to the next section. I got an exercise for y'all.
Well, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So my question would be, because we're holding on to the feeling, right? And we're focused on the principles, all those things. So by the time when we get what we want or desire, wouldn't it kind of feel like, I ain't trying to say it's like we'll be like, oh, I got it. It kind of like, oh, it kind of feels like because we're already having that feeling that wherever we desire comes to us, so it's gonna match up. So it's gonna kind of, I'm not trying to say like you don't want it or you don't care.
You're
Like you
right.
don't care, but you kind of don't care.
You're right. You basically, by the time it comes to you, it's like, oh, nice. It's there. And it's even better than you thought.
That's the part.
It's even better than you thought. And it has aspects you didn't even think about. Because when it comes to you, this is the thing about desires. We don't understand this, but y'all about to hear this. I want you to hear this clearly. When your desire comes to you, you got to understand, it's not just bringing the desire you thought about. It's bringing everything that could possibly make you feel that way to you. So not only did Alicia come to me, but purpose came to me. A family came to me. I got a baby girl on the way that's coming to me. A person I love to talk to and converse with, make love with. Everything extra came to me. Stuff I didn't even know that I wanted came to me. She taught me how to love again. She opened my heart up again. I was closed off. I didn't even know I needed that. That's what I received. So I received the thing I thought I wanted and so much more because why? The divine knows exactly what this hate includes. It's like, okay, he wants everything. Give him everything. So I got a person who had everything from this. And now all I had to do is feel as far as I could feel. The divine always gives you 10x, 100x. But by the time you get it, yeah, you are feeling so good that you don't even need it. But you get it. That's how it works. But if you need it, I need it, you're going to be thinking about how. Because you need it. Another thing that happened with the how, you start thinking about time. Like, I need this by Sunday. And you're not going to get it because you're stressing the system. All you're doing is feeling bad. And the how that's going to happen is going to give you bad feelings. That's all you're going to get because you get what you're feeling. This is the key. This is the key that unlocks everything else. The secret is, it's not all these secrets. The reason you succeed or fail is because of the way you feel, period.
Question.
There's nothing else to it. Okay, go ahead.
What if when you, I guess, achieve whatever it is that you wanted and the feeling isn't enough? Like for me, like I'm very goal-oriented personally.
I can
I'm
tell.
very driven. And then when I get the thing, it's like, I want more. It's not, I guess, what it was cracked up to be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a friend ask me, he's like, when is it enough? Like,
Right.
why do you want more?
It's a very good question. Tanya, thank you. Here, let's actually address that. How many other people experience that? Anybody else experience that? Okay, it's like it's not enough. I want the next thing right now. Because it's like, whatever, next. This is what's happening, okay? You are focusing too much on a specific goal. You're focusing on the outcome.
Okay.
So you're saying, I want this outcome. And guess what? You're going to get the outcome. Why? Because you focused on it. You're absolutely focused. You're absolutely dedicated. You will not waver off the goal. I can tell that you're very straightforward. You're going to go forward until it happens, right? Okay. So once you get it, it's okay. I got it. But what else did you get? You got the feeling that you felt too.
Mm-hmm.
All you felt was, I just want the damn goal. So when you get the goal, it's just like, I want another goal. Okay. So what you do is you say, I want this goal, but let me think about it. What do I want to feel? What do I think this goal is going to make me feel? Okay, that's what you do. And we got something called the 7 Why exercise. I'm going to send it to you. Everybody gonna get this. So you say, I want this goal. Next goal, you probably got one already written out. Take the goal, and I want you to say, what do I think I'm going to feel? What am I expecting to feel after I achieve this? That's the question. What do I expect I'm going to feel after I achieve this? Now take that and write down the feeling that you expect to get. It may be a few. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's a sense of fulfillment. Maybe it's a sense of completeness. Maybe it's a sense of just like, I just feel good about my life. I feel good about who I am. Who knows? You know, okay, work through it and ask yourself what you expect to feel. So once you get that feeling written down, take 80% of the goal and make it, I want this feeling. 20% is, yeah, I want the goal. I'm probably going to get the goal. Yes, I do want this. I'll work toward it, but I want to feel like, and then begin to describe the way you feel. You want to feel. This is what's going to happen. You're going to pursue the goal, but you're going to follow your feeling. Now, the feeling is going to lead you down path that maybe you didn't expect to go down, but you will follow the feeling. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to follow my hunch right here. I'm going to go this way. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get surprise after delightful surprise after delightful surprise after delightful surprise. And then here's what's going to happen, Tanya. You will be so caught up in the journey that you forget what you even wanted. You're going to get it. You're going to be on the way. It's not leaving your sight really, but you're going to be so caught up in the joy of pursuing that it's like a game. And the game is going to feel fun to you to pursue it. And you're getting what you want. Also, second thing, the goal might not be big enough. That's the other thing. If your goal is too small, it's just boring. It's like, I knew I could get that. It's boring. So if it's too boring, it's just, when you get it, it's going to be boring too. Make a goal that's so big that it actually gives you emotions, like it scares you. Like, I might fail. Go for that one, especially for you because you know you can get it. Go for the one that's like, I don't even know if I can do this, but I would love this. Like, that would be amazing if I could actually do that. And I'm talking, make it big. Make it big. The one that scares you, at least it has emotions on it. You want the goal with emotions that make you a little bit nervous. Like, I don't know. The goals that I have, oh my God, it just made me feel really crazy right there. The goals that I have, it actually makes me, I can't even say them out of my mouth. I can't even speak them out loud. I don't even say it to Alicia. It sounds crazy to me. So I don't even say them out loud.
Kobe said goals that everyone would think you're literally insane.
They would think you're insane. And I have that vision in my head. And I literally am like, I will never say this out loud. I have that goal, like right now. Okay, and it feels incredible. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It feels incredible every day. I wake up excited. I feel incredible every day. It's like I'm on a secret mission every day. If that's what I would recommend for you, Tanya. That makes sense. Very good question. Very good question. Make the goal bigger. So and remember, it got to be big enough to excite you, and small enough that you know you can achieve it. But the small enough, it's like sometimes it's like I don't care if it's. I'll just want to get whatever I want, and go for the big, huge thing. That's impossible, basically. And it'll put you on that journey. And when you're on a journey to an impossible thing, but it start making progress on it, it start getting exciting. So that's what you do. Think a little further out too. Okay. Good question. Good question. Anybody else got any questions on this? That was an excellent question.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I think this like ties back to the homework assignment. Because now actually listening to you talk through this, like I had a very specific goal and I was like, okay, I need to zoom out. Right. But now that I'm thinking about, you talking about making sure you have that feeling, that passion, that inspiration. And I'm like, I've been focusing on this goal for maybe about 2 years now. And now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, it doesn't feel good anymore when I think about it, but I've been like pushing for it and pushing for it. So now I'm kind of wondering, is it like I need to go back to the foundation and be like, okay, if I love farming and I love doing this, like focus on the agriculture, like why do I love like going back and think about why do I love agriculture? Why do I like farming? Why do I like growing? Like kind of go back and like explore that foundation again, or just say, you know what, I need to examine, I need to be shown that this is my passion and this is the direction that I'm moving in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. So this is what I would say. Let me just make sure I clarify. So you had a goal. When you created the goal, it was extremely exciting to you. You started to pursue the goal, and now you're pushing. And then you're at this point where like, I don't even know if I want this damn thing no more because it does not feel like it felt in the beginning. Like, I don't know why I don't. Does it sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Couple things. First, I would re-examine my mindset. Am I too immersed in the how? Have I been getting too far into the details of how I'm supposed to do it? That's the very first thing I would do is, am I thinking about the how? Or when I think about it, do I feel good? If I don't feel good, I'm thinking about what I don't want. I'm thinking about what if I don't get it? I'm thinking about what all of the work I have to do to get it. Rather than thinking about this, I'm thinking about what I have to do to get this. Okay, so I would check that first. Second, I absolutely would go back to the beginning because there's a reason you want to do this in the first place. It might have been, and it's a feeling. It's a certain state of consciousness. It's an experience you want. It is, I want to be free. I want to feel like I'm successful or I'm free. It's some feeling. Do you remember the feeling?
Yes, absolutely.
What's the feeling?
It's just being outside, getting that it's like farming is like instant gratification, right? You could just even like the smallest task, it just leads to something bigger and bigger. It's like a chain reaction. You start these seeds in this pod, you come back, you check on it every day, and every day you can see like something growing from the work, like the work that you put in, or the effort, the energy, and all these things like that. That gratification.
There we go. I hope everybody heard that. Okay, I hope everybody heard that. You just said what you wanted. That's called a general goal. What you just said. You said, I want to put the work in and see the growth over time. I want to see the progress that I'm putting in. That's actually what you want. That's what you want. You may or may not want to farm. Okay? You may or may not. I'm not saying you do or not, but the point is you have exactly what you want. You know what you want. You want to put the work in, put your hands in the earth, feel grounded, feel good about cultivation and growth and seeing results over time. You want to see the seeds you sow grow and be cultivated and grow over time. You love that experience, right?
Yes, absolutely. And now that you said that, that's spot on. I've said that whenever I talk to them, like, when I talk about what I want, I say it all the time. I want to build something. I want to build something. I want to build something. So I'm going to write that down. And thank you. That makes sense.
Thank you for that point. A lot of us are at this point, by the way. So all you need to do at this point is focus on that general statement, because the why for you right now is general. You know generally what you want, and it's general. Maybe 20%. You want to grow. You want to sow your put your hands in something to see it grow, and it's mostly feeling though. You want to feel the feeling you would feel for cultivating something and growing it over time. You want to feel like what that feels like. Now, it can lead you. Now, then the next thing is follow your gut instinct step by step. That's the how happening on its own from tonight. From tonight, you have to check your feelings though. Constantly check back. How do I feel about this? How do I really feel about this? Not what I think I should feel about this. How do I feel about this? How do I feel? What does this make me feel? Go back to the feeling, back to the feeling, back to the feeling, back to the feeling, back. Always check. It's your guidance. It's your compass. It tells you what the answer is. There we go. Train and balance scale. 99.9%. What am I feeling? What does this feel like? What do I feel? What am I feeling? What am I feeling? What do I feel right now? Not tomorrow. What do I feel right now? What do I feel now? What am I feeling? It could literally be go to the store. It could be go put your feet in the grass. It could be go color in a coloring book. It could be writing a journal. You don't know what we're talking right now. What do you feel? And just do the right now feeling. Not the emotion, but the feeling, the deep down feeling. Okay? Good question, Ebony. Thank you. Okay, anybody else got any questions on this? These are very good questions. These are very good questions. Anybody learning from this?
Jason, feel
It makes a lot of things make sense that have happened in my life.
There we go. There we go. What'd Jay say?
feel like doing.
Yes. So it's
what?
Go ahead.
So maybe I did something unusual.
Mhm.
When I did the homework the second time, that 10-minute homework,
Mhm.
I was looking at the rewrite of the question that you gave us to work with,
Mhm.
and I just did 10 minutes of feelings. And I want to share what I came up with, and then I want you to tell me if this has any value or I'm way out of line.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
So I wrote down, it wasn't very long, but this is what came up in 10 minutes. Feeling powerful, strong, calm, secure, wonderful, happy, joyous, exuberant, amazing, satisfied, confident in all situations, energized, alert, aware, awake, on top of my game, fulfilled, peaceful, accomplished, loved, admired, valued, trusted, rested, relaxed, at ease, influential, important, abundant, prosperous, successful, significant, important, great, majestic, royal, magnificent, grand, regal, appreciated, respected. After today, I added the words delighted and proud, but those weren't there before. So my question is, since everything's based on feeling, and that list that I created of feeling was without the awareness of the application. So my question based on that is this what you're talking about in terms of the ultimate goal, or yes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those feelings you wrote down, you went directly for the jugular. You went straight to it.
Because I was meditating on the concept of what would be the ideal scene.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at emotions as the ideal, and then you're putting in, well, what are the emotions I'd like to feel in this scenario?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got that list. And I'm wondering if that list is powerful, as I started with feeling powerful. Is it universally applied to as many situations as possible, or will each situation actually change?
That's a good question. I can't tell you exactly what will happen. I can't tell you exactly what will happen, but I can say that list number one is powerful. Yes. It's extremely powerful because there are feelings that you love. You love those feelings. You love those experiences.
Leo rising. Want to entertain, it's
there
like,
we go.
Hear me, feel me, touch me, whatever. That whole experience of being present, being acknowledged. So, and that's probably another word that I don't have on there. So
We're
there's a
ready
lot
to-
of things that come up, and you just keep adding to the list, and you guys can copy whatever you like if it works for you. I put it out there because I like to share.
Thank you, Jay. Jay just gave a perfect example. Now, here's what will happen. I don't know exactly, but since Jay has such a clear, this was just all feeling. This was 100% feeling. So his was all feeling. That's what the why section is about, right? All I know is this will lead Jay to do an automatic hows as long as he stays in these feelings.
Key.
That will produce physical circumstances that give him more of those feelings. Amplified.
So earlier I made a comment, and going back to the comment, I said it's a circle of never-ending confidence. So by creating a mindset of I can, then I can. I'm a hypnotist by trade. So when you have a certain consciousness, you want to take that consciousness and maximize it. So if it makes sense what I'm saying, then we're on the same outcome.
There we go. There we go. Jay, thank you. Everybody, you just got a perfect example. Perfect example. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it the same too.
Yeah, everybody's saying it's a good list.
Incredible list, right?
Yeah.
So notice Jay doesn't have specifics. That means Jay is about to have the most incredible year of his life. He's about to have the greatest year of his life because he's just going to get all of what he wants. And it's going to be surprises every day that just delight and surprise him and give him more of the experiences he wants or that he's written down.
All the secrets to success have been revealed here, and it's only day 2. So I'm excited to see what more is possible because I want to empty my cup now and put more in it.
There we go.
I want to show you that it's okay to be greedy right now.
There we go.
Have more.
Get some more. You want more of this. That's what I'm talking about. Look, the desire to receive need to be huge. You got to have massive desire. You want all of it.
Yeah.
It's unlimited. It's unlimited. Why not? Why not experience miracles? Why not? At the highest level. So
it's intoxicating.
It is. It is. I love it. I'm addicted, as y'all can probably see. I'm addicted. So check this out. Thank you, Jay. This is the way it works. I promise you, obviously you can apply this to your past. You can look at any situation. From going to the gas station to get gas all the way to you having the biggest thing that you ever manifested in your life. It all happens the exact same way. It's the exact same way. All the time, every single time. So remember, this is all recorded. This is all recorded. You want to listen to this over and over and over and over again. Best thing to do, listen to it for a couple seconds, pause it, and then transcribe the parts that you heard, transcribe. Then play it, listen to it, pause it, and then transcribe it. It's going to ingrain it in your DNA. When I tell you the people who got the most results from these 30 days, it's people who transcribe. It's people who transcribe. I can't even explain the difference. It's the gap in a person who actually transcribes and a person who doesn't. In results, I can't even compare it. It's orders of magnitude further they get, the people who transcribe. I can't even compare the results. They are completely out of this world compared to a person who does not. Transcribe. The parts that stand out to you especially. Transcribe. Like, I remember this part, fast forward, stop it, play it over, write. Write your thoughts about what you wrote. Rewrite what you wrote on another page. Why? Because it's about time exposure. The amount of time you spend in principles in your why amplifies the desire in that space. It increases the time you spend in the feelings is what makes it happen faster. It's not about how much you read or how little. It's about how long you read. It's about how long you spend with your dreams. It's about how long you spend. So a person who spends hours a day in the feelings they love, it's better than a person who high power does it for 30 minutes at the highest intensity. Okay, it's okay, but 3 hours is better than 30 minutes. It's time exposure. This is the secrets. And people don't even know they're doing this.
Quality time exposure, because
there we go.
There's a difference between exposure, which is subconscious mind, and then there's conscious mind. There's the unconscious mind. There's different levels of brain states.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing golf, there's a level where your mind is semi-conscious. You might hear background noise and you've got to focus. So there's different levels of consciousness, and you want, as much as possible, every level of your conscious mind, unconscious mind, pre-conscious, post-conscious, hyper-conscious, whatever state you can be in, have them all aligned, have everything 100% congruent.
Absolutely.
Congruency.
Thank you. He's telling the truth. It's absolutely true. Thank you, Jay.
Yes.
Okay, let's open it up. Anybody have any other questions? We're about to move on. I'm going to actually post these. I got homework for you to do. So it's going to help you clarify a lot more, especially about the next actions to take. And maybe you don't need to take another action, like a huge action, but maybe a small one. But this is going to help you clarify. I got some homework for you to do. I'll post it in the chat. But other than that, anybody got any questions about this? Anybody want any more clarity? Or are we good? All right, listen. In the chat, use that chat up.
Please.
Type in that chat. Write, if you need to write me directly because you don't want to type in the chat, write me directly. But use this chat. Why? I want to remind you of the mastermind. The mastermind is a principle that you are right now applying. You don't know how powerful it is. You have access to power that goes totally beyond what you have individually. Expansion on step 6. Okay, we'll actually, I'm sending the audio for that, Jay. Actually, tonight. I'll be sending the audio on step 6 tonight. So I'm sending that out. Because that's the most important. We just went over a lot of feelings tonight, but the principles they ingrain it deeper in you. It makes it so much easier. Make it so much easier. So I'm gonna send out. We're ahead of the game. So because I just recorded it, I'm like, after this they're gonna need this audio. So it was step 6. So I'm gonna be sending out the step 6 audio tonight for y'all to listen to. You don't have to listen to all of it tonight. If you want to keep going, just go. Listen to it over and over again. It's the 8 hermetic principles. I only recorded 7 on those, but it's
there are only 7 official ones.
7 official ones. But the
7 official ones is one that you've bringing to the table that is interesting, probably.
Yeah, that's right.
A hidden one.
It's a hidden one. It's a hidden one. But the 7 that we talk about is as it relates to the golden funnel. So everything you just learned tonight, you're gonna be learning these principles in light of the golden funnel. It's gonna put it all together. I'm telling you, you're gonna have so many realizations and so many cognitions. It's going to blow your mind. And those cognitions are going to make action easier. They're going to make little miracles easier. They're going to make sales easier. Everything gets easier because the cognitions. Okay? So I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful night. If y'all got questions, post them in the chat. Bye.